This is Opinion House Media.
A 16-year-old boy was killed by an elephant as he crossed a road where a herd were grazing in Gabartulla, Isiolo County. Now, the incident happened in the Barambate area where the police had reported. Now, the body of the boy was found under a tree with multiple injuries after the April 15th incident. Now, the boy was moved to Nyambene Level 4 mortuary for post-mortem and later handed over to the family for burial. Residents have called on authorities to address the human-wildlife conflict which is on the rise in the region. Now, the body was later handed over to the family for burial according to the Islamic customs. Now, there are fears residents might try to trace, attack and kill the animal in retaliation. Now, which it has been reported that such attacks are common in the area. Now, unfortunately, on the same day, a buffalo attacked and killed a 60-year-old man in Voi. The KWS has mounted a campaign to address the menace, which includes fencing the areas. Now, the government and conservation groups have compensation programs for people and herders whose livestock have been killed by the wild animals. Now, recently, that is last week, President William Ruto launched a compensation scheme for damages arising from human-wildlife conflict. Now, during the launch, Ruto said that in 2022, the compensation claims stood at 7 billion shillings for the period of 2014 to 2023. Now, the government has since paid 4 billion, and he said the remaining 3 billion compensation claims will be paid in the next 60 days. Now, Ruto presented a check of 960 million shillings for victims of human-wildlife conflict across the country. He said the process of compensation will in future be made easier, saying unnecessary bureaucracy will be eliminated. Now, the state government, that is Ruto, said the government would compensate for injuries from wildlife attacks depending on the extent of harm inflicted by the animals, up to a maximum of 4 million shillings. Now, the head of state pointed out that the partnership between the government and the private sectors and communities is key in sustaining conservation efforts. Now, I hope the government gets to settle this issue as quickly as possible. Now, of course, that's what we had in store for you right here in Opinion House Media. I'm your host, as you know, Jojo Tyra.